Hey guys, this is Cam for 15, and I'm back at it with another video for you guys. And I have a guest on here, obviously a former friend who's been on the channel. Well, it's been a long time since the XFL videos, but this is Matt Sormstead, my buddy from college, but he's in Laconia, New Hampshire right now because of summertime for us, but obviously COVID has affected us hugely. But we're here to talk about really Mitchell Trubisky and my thoughts on his press conference because that's been the one thing. What are Mitchell Trubisky's thoughts about the Nick Foles thing, about all these other things going on this offseason for hopefully this potentially upcoming season? So I'm just going to talk about, we're going to talk about some comments he made. I'm just going to give my thoughts. Matt's going to give his thoughts on the comments. Obviously, as you guys know, if you've been following the channel, or if you're a new Bears fan to the channel, right now I'm not on Mitch's good side. If anything, I've lost trust in him. He's going to have to gain that trust in me again. And some of the comments he said today was, okay, fine, smart comments. But some of the other comments he said, I was like, I don't know. So I guess let's get into the comments. So one of the first things, which I did like from the video, which I still haven't finished watching, but I heard some of it. Comments Trubisky made, especially one of the comments I've written down about Nick Foles. He says it was kind of interesting to me. That's the business that we're in. I think I was pissed off in a good way. I've been motivated ever since then. Now, this is what I wanted him to be last year at a point in the season when there was fans booing him, fans critiquing him, and now all of a sudden, how might I just say, it's time for him to, I don't know, wise up. And now that he's finally accepting his role as being motivated, he's put in a position where he is actually in competition. He's not going against the likes of Chase Daniels. He is actually going up against a legit quarterback, a quarterback who is a backup who will take the starting job if need to. He's come in as a backup, done fairly good. He won a Super Bowl as a backup. And this is the one thing I've been asking Mitch to do. And the thing I've been asking him to do is essentially, and that's get motivated and have a fire lit under you. That's what I've been asking for. Have that fire lit under you to where you push yourself to even greater heights that you don't even know you can realize. And this is the first time I've seen Mitchell Trubisky in his entire Bears career actually say a comment that actually looks like he's going to mean it and try to mean it. I know you were gone for a bit, Mr. Matt, but what do you think of those comments?
I mean, this is going to show if he's better with competition or not. He's going to have competition now. It's not just going to be like basically his job just handed to him. So I think, truthfully, though, it's going to be a good thing for him. I think you see it a lot in sports, like if there's someone young behind like a aging star, even though Mitch Trubisky's not aging, you see that like star, really not even want to like have that take that young like superstar in under their wing or whatever because competition and like you see them like someone have like I think this year he could play great because of the competition. Like you said, it made him pissed off kind of in a good way, and I think like he's not salty about it or anything, but he takes that like as like like a little like shot to him, like like they're like basically saying like this isn't your team anymore, and like I know he said it is his team, but still like he's going to go out and earn it this year, and I think it's going to be good for him. I really do.
Yeah, like even one of the comments next on my notes is, I still feel like this is my team. Like, listen, you just got to go out there and win the job. I said in the last video I made about the Chicago Bears and Mitchell Trubisky is, listen, he's got one job to do if he wants to if he wants to even have a job in Chicago going forward. One, he has to win the starting job, and two, he has to play really good. And hopefully mid-season he doesn't lose his job to Nick Foles. So far it's looking, when I heard this comment, I was like, okay, that's nice. I guess I can only question the fact about the motivation. If you're saying you've been motivated ever since the Bears have traded for Nick Foles, where was that motivation last year? I need more of that motivation. But like I said, and I'm just saying, here's what he said to the media today in his little Zoom Skype call, whatever he did. He's saying the right things with some comments I'm going to say here. The question is, how is that going to translate to the field? You can say everything good, but the question is, what is your play going to translate to the field? Now, they speak on his fifth-year option, and he says, because if you guys don't know, obviously Mitchell Trubisky got his fifth-year option declined, which I was for. Mitchell Trubisky says, it wasn't really a surprise to me. I felt like I had it coming. I felt like the way I played didn't merit that. So at least this is a player, again, saying the right thing, owning up to what happened last year. He didn't play. If you ask me, he played arguably terrible. He was one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL last year. Every Bear fan, well, not every Bear fan. You still have your fanatics who love
He
Michigan.
was quarterback in the NFL.
Hmm?
Per like all 32 starting quarterbacks, he might have been he was definitely 30, 31, or 32.
Yeah, he was around that range. He was one of the worst.
Dalton was right up there. Mitchell Trubisky, and I'd say probably
Like you could say
I
Nick
don't know who I
Foles
could
of
do
last
there,
year.
but he's definitely
I said you could say Nick Foles of last year.
Yeah, granted, but Gardner Minshew did start most of the games for the Jaguars.
Mm-hmm. You were going on to say?
That's all I was saying.
Oh.
That he didn't do well at all last year, and I thought that year when he did play well, what was it, 2 years ago when you made the playoffs, it was mostly because of the way the players played around him. I guess you could say he needs,
Mm-hmm.
just like every team, he needs a run game. That's it. He's got to figure that out. I think they got to get David Montgomery in like more carries. They got to use Cohen out more and in like a dynamic role. But he definitely has work cut out for him. But this, like I said, this could piss him off in a good way, and this could be good for him.
Yeah. Obviously, look, that's good. He feels the way he does feel about the fifth-year option, that he feels like it was good for him not to pick up, because then this even adds more fuel to the fire. Because now they're gonna be like, well, I played like crap. I need to step my game up because this is ultimately my last year. Also, if they did pick up the fifth-year option, the Bears, one, I would have called that the most Bears move they would have did in the organization's history. And two, it's good they didn't pick it up because they would have been paying him like 20 mil this upcoming season if they had picked it up. So the next comment he brings about is about the quarterback competition without the OTAs this offseason. He says, I think because it is a small sample size, the advantage goes to me. Okay, Mitchell Trubisky. Now this is where I have to say this is one of the dumbest comments you made today, this afternoon. Some of that advantage goes to me. Who? Okay, listen, Mr.
I
Bud.
think he's talking about in Chicago's offense and scheme is what he's meant. Like limited time for Nick Foles to actually run the offense and get the. I think that's what he was trying to say.
But let me get to your point. There's a reason why the Bears traded for Nick Foles. Because if I'm not mistaken, Matt Nagy's running the same type of offense as the one dude in Kansas City, Andy Reid, who's been on one of those staff. Oh wait, that was one Nick Foles who was in Kansas City. I'm sorry, I don't know why Mitchell Trubisky said that comment. I really don't. I think that's actually one of the more idiotic comments he said because he's going to be having competition against a guy who's been in this type of offense before. And I know you can say, oh, Cam 315, you're just being a hater. You're just hating on Mitchell Trubisky. I'm trying my best not to hate on him. Look, I want to root for the guy. I just can't because what I've seen in the past from this past season and even a little tidbits in 2018. But to think that the advantage goes to him in his favor, like Stone Cold Steve Austin says, more of the more of the advantage really goes to Nick Foles because guess what? This puts Trubisky on the pressure because Nick Foles knows Matt Nagy's offense. And he knows it really well. Lets you mind. Because he's been with Doug Peterson, he's been with Andy Reid. You know, I don't know why Mitchell Trubisky's saying, he thinks the advantage goes to him. But listen, he can believe that, but I don't think I and some other Bear fans believe that. He continued that statement saying, at the end of the day, it comes down to on the field performance. Good. We both know that our coaches, he's referring to him and Foles. We both know that, our coaches know that, and our teammates know that. So at least, again, he's not sugarcoating that comment he said. He's right. It comes down to performance on the field. What he does in practice, whenever practices, training camp starts up, it's what he does in the preseason. That's going to have a huge impact of what he does. And if he gets a starting job, it's even to be more magnified on what he can do. And the fact that, still I find it shocking that now he's realizing, that it comes down to the end of the field. Like I said, it's one of those comments Mitchell Trubisky has said the last couple of years, saying it's good to say that in the media for press and everything. But what is he going to do when it comes to the field? At least he mentioned the fact that he's got to step up his on-the-field play. Because on primetime games last year, even in 2018, he was one of the worst quarterbacks in primetime games.
Other than Kirk Cousins.
Well, yeah, that too. Anything you
Kirk
got to
Cousins
say
is
about the
terrible
comments
primetime
about
games.
OTA?
I really like. First of all, I like Trubisky's skill set. I think he's athletic. I think he fits Nagy's offense. To be honest with you, last year, even if you start,
Yo,
I think it's.
You good there? You're breaking up.
I think we're gonna want Foles in there, so it's gonna be tough for Trubisky, and I hope I do wish him well, but I think he's your best long-term option too. To be honest with you, at the point at this, I would roll as long as he performs the way I think he's gonna perform. Then yes, but if he doesn't perform the way he should, then I understand you got to go with. But I'd get a quarterback in the draft next year at least.
Also, I just want to bring it to a mention. I don't know if you need to be in a better wireless spot, but you were breaking up in that last comment part.
I just turned off my Wi-Fi, so maybe now it'll be better.
All right.
Hear me now? I just turned off my Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And now it'll be better.
Another comment he means was regarding about last season. He says about obviously the bad offseason last season they had on offense. He says it had to do with health and lack of details. That given the health reason, he did have a bum shoulder. Like, you're still gonna go out there and play. You need to go out there and play effectively, like I know you can. And then the lack of details on the offense. Look, that was 100% true. For some reason, the offensive line was garbage. He was garbage last year. The running backs were garbage. Matt Nagy was garbage with play calling. Obviously that was clearly a lack of detail on offense. And look, that's just a true statement, and I can't hate on that.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. No, he's saying the right things, like you said. Basically, he's saying the right things. It just comes down to execution and putting in the work.
Mm-hmm.
It's legit. It's not a 9 to 5 job. It's legit, like 5 to 8 job type of thing. 5 in the morning to 8 p.m. You be doing stuff all day, Monday through Friday. Saturday you do walk through. Sunday you play a game.
And then the last few comments I'm going to go over is he says, I'm very confident about where I'm at right now and what I can do for this team. I'm not even going to mention what he just said right there. All I can say is if you feel very confident, where was that last season? And what can you do for the team? I know what you can do for the team, Mitchell Trubisky. Can you throw the ball more accurate? Can you throw the ball to wide open receivers without straight up missing them? and coverage? Can you read a defense properly? Can you go through your progressions properly? That's what you can do to help this team get better.
I agree. I just think that he I think them bringing in Nick Foles, it's only going to be better for him, to be honest with you.
Of course, it will be better for him.
It's going to hurt him. Because I think, one, he's either going to play great and get the starting job, or two, he's going to get moved out of there and get shipped out. Like, he could be the thing is, like, he could be a guy like a Josh Rosen. Like, I don't know what's going on with Josh Rosen because he's not going to be obviously playing in Miami with Tua there.
Yeah.
I think Josh Rosen could be a guy to either go somewhere like let me think where Josh Rosen could go, actually. He could go to Tampa Bay and back up Brady.
Who knows?
But I think that Mitchell Trubisky could be like him if that's what happens. And I don't want that to happen to Trubisky because I feel like both of them, I feel like they're both good quarterbacks, just like they need to be in the right system, to be honest with you, with the right players around them. And I feel like Nagy's a good coach for Trubisky too, so I hope he does well.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to find out going into next season because you got some Bear fans thinking that some Bear fans think Matt Nagy is trying to sabotage Mitch for his flaws and stuff like that. So
I hope not. That wouldn't be cool, to be honest with you.
Yeah. What is it? He also does mention about trying to make the playoffs again. He has to have the team needs to have a different mentality than we did last year. We had a lot of details slipping. We didn't play the way we should have been playing. We lost a lot of games we should have won. Oh, trust and believe. I know that, watching them from week to week. He also says, all I can do is control what I control, and that is to go out and try to have a hell of a year with my teammates if you win the starting job. He also goes on to say, I feel like I'm in a good mental space. I'm motivated and driven to do more than I did last year. I'm very locked in with what I got to do. Again, I know I said this point again, but if you're now getting driven and motivated to do more this year than you did last year, where was that last year? Because you should have done that for the team that didn't look like they played motivated to come out there and win and play. I still remember the Chiefs game where they looked horrific.
Well, the Chiefs made a lot of teams look horrific, to be honest with you, though.
And then
also, the line isn't as strong as it could be, too. What were your draft picks this year?
Our draft picks?
Anything to address the line is what I'm saying, basically?
Yeah, we got some line. We got some line, help. It all comes down to what those linemen do. And if you guys want to see my thoughts on the draft picks, you can actually go check that out in the 2020-2021 Chicago Bears season thing. I actually talk more about the draft picks there. But, yes, the Bears made draft picks, and the other players got to step up. At the end of the day, the other players have to step up to help Trubisky, but Trubisky still got to hold up his end of the bargain.
I think Trubisky needs to be a guy that is big on third down, doesn't turn the ball over, and big in the fourth quarter. He needs to be more of a game manager. They need to get a strong run game, and they have a great defense. They need to get a better run game too, and he needs to be that type of player.
Well, the run game's there. Matt Nagy doesn't commit to the run on the offensive line. If they play like they did last year where they give no run support, we're going to have the same repeated thing from this house.
And no quarterback's going to help. No quarterback's going to do good without some run.
And then one of the last comments he makes, which you can take it either way, negative or positive, he says, I'm going to play my heart and soul out for this team. I like the comment. The only thing I got to say is this. You can't play your heart and soul out for the team if you don't win the starting job. Clearly, you got to go win the job in practice. So if you can play all your heart and your soul in practice and show Matt Nagy and show the coaches that, one, you drafted me for a reason. You can go out there and try to live up to those quotes you said.
He could have said something more along the lines of, no matter what happens, I'm gonna bust my tail for this team and do whatever, or no matter what happens, I'm gonna bust my tail for this team and do whatever the team needs me to do, something like that along those lines. Instead of saying that he's gonna play and bust his, because like you said, he might not play. But I like the confidence he has in himself. You need that in a quarterback, especially. He's your leader.
Yeah. I guess
You can't
my
fake.
go
He has to
ahead.
actually stuff because you can see through fake confidence.
Hmm. Like I said, to really, and we're getting to the closing thoughts. My overall thoughts on some of
I
the
want to ask a question though before we do go. So keep going though.
my overall thoughts on what he said on some quotes. Some of the quotes were good of what he said. He's finally got that fire lit under his belly. He's getting fired up, and he wants to go out there right now in practice and show the coaches what he's got. Heck, Tariq Cohen, like yesterday, he said on his little press conference on Zoom or Skype, he says, Mitchell Trubisky's been, hanging out with us, getting some organized practices with us, and he's been slinging the ball. But again, to Tariq Cohen, he may be slinging the ball to you receivers and everybody, but is he doing that against a defense? Is he doing that against a practice defense? I would hope he's calling the defense to show him different coverages and everything because the
Well,
guys.
it's different also with defenders coming in your face rushing
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
It's
that
not
too.
back there and drop back and throw the ball. You got to do a lot more than just do that. You got to read the defense. You got to know all the coverages. You got to know all the everything. Everyone's doing. So he's gonna know. It's a lot more of a mental game as a quarterback than it is more of a just firing the ball in there.
And that's what most Bears fans said to Tariq Cohen's comment of the fact when he said, "Oh, he's slinging it when he's throwing it to us." I'm like, okay, that's good.
That's good for flag football, but
Yeah, that's good for like two-hand touch. Where
and
I need a defense. I
great
need
defense. Call the
also. Are you
mic
gonna,
back.
is he slinging it to overthrow receivers again? Because I need to know. But my overall thoughts. It's like, look, I've been saying it. He says the right things in press conferences. He does, and that's the one thing I like about Trubisky. He says the right things. Can he translate that to the field? That
That's
means
basically what to do. He needs to translate it.
that means I don't need no more inconsistent things. He can't come out against playing a bad team like the Detroit Lions, who he's owned for his entire career, throw over 300 yards, have 3 touchdowns, and possibly 1 pick. And then he goes up against the next week against, say, I don't know, either the Green Bay Packers or the Minnesota Vikings, and barely eclipses 200 yards passing, throwing for 2 picks and maybe getting 1 touchdown. He can't do that. I need more
The biggest
consistency.
thing, he can't turn the ball over. That's the biggest thing this year. If he plays, he can't turn the ball over.
I personally think he just needs to have that consistency. And for Bears fans saying, you sound like you're not rooting for him. I am rooting for the dude. I want the dude to succeed. I want the dude to be the second overall pick we drafted him to be. I still believe in my heart of hearts we could have taken another guy over him. And am I referencing Patrick Mahomes? No, I was talking about Deshaun Watson. But, you know, you see with Deshaun Watson, we're going to see how he does without DeAndre Hopkins. If he plays still pretty good, my point's valid. And we'll see what Trubisky does this offseason and training camp because I just can't wait for the preseason to start because that is when we're going to get it all. And like I said, look, the comments are good. I like it. Hopefully he surprises Bears fans who are not on his good side and he wins the starting job and he translate that to, the professional level. Now there'll probably more than likely be no Bears fans in the stadium, probably chanting, Foles, Foles, Foles if he does bad. But hey, at the end of the day, you're still going out there to potentially play a football game, whether it's preseason, and that's what it starts. First, it starts in practice, and then he really gets the game reps in the preseason.
Yep, they're gonna have an open competition. They'll be playing legit preseason games, and they're gonna be playing like open competition in those games.
So yeah, that's all I got to say for my thoughts. I thought his comments were good, but it's the same thing like he said in press conferences last year. You're saying the right things. I needed to translate to the field, and we're going to see if everything we've been hearing is true.
Yeah, it's been all positive about him, so that's not a bad thing. Definitely.
That's good. That's good. That is a good thing. He's being positive and he's coming in here serious because now there ain't no Chase Daniels. There's a legit quarterback who won a Super Bowl who potentially could be eclipsing you.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's going to help him out.
The question you're about to ask before we get off?
Oh, yeah. So this is for also your like subscribers and stuff like that, fans. I want to know your honest opinion. No bias. Don't be rude here. Be true. Don't be mad. Don't be salty. Don't be rude. I want to know your honest opinion of the stats for Jarrett Stidham, like his yards, his completion percentage, his TDs to interception ratio.
Don't listen to him, guys. He's a Patriots fan. Don't listen. Don't comment. We've already had a talk about this. Jarrett Stidham.
4,200 yards, 32 TDs, 12 picks. The completion percentage is 64%, and we go 11-5 and win the Super Bowl.
Don't listen to the Patriot fans, guys. The Bears have a better chance of making the Super Bowl than the Patriots.
Guys, Winfrey, what's your
Anyways,
thoughts? I want to know your stat. What's your stat line for him?
Anyways, ignoring that comment about the
No,
Patriots,
I want to know your stat line for him.
this is Chicago Bears content, not New England Patriots. But
It was a
anyways,
simple question from a Patriot fan that I wanted to add and see what your truthful stat line for him is.
we're gonna move. We're gonna get out of here. We'll catch you guys on the next. Well, you'll catch me in the next video. If Mr. Matt wants to join in next time, he can, if he's welcomed. But we'll talk to you guys on the next video. So till then, guys, I'm gonna get out of here.
Hey, go Pats! Go Pats! I'll see you.
Go Bears. Anyways, hopefully you guys hit that subscribe button to get more Chicago Bears content for this upcoming season. Hopefully the season goes on as scheduled. Also, hit that comment section regarding his comment and what's your thoughts on Mitchell Trubisky's what he can do this upcoming season. So other than that, hopefully you guys are having a safe day, night, or whenever you're checking this video out, and please be safe out there. Those cases are spiking, so please be safe. Until then, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.
Go Pats!